I have good news and bad news. First of all, we are continuing in our sermon series, What's the Buzz?
What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening. 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 Why should you want to know?
So, today, what's the buzz? Why do we sing in church? Why do we do the things we do in church? Why do we sing? And I have good news and bad news. The good news is I don't have a sermon today. I was going to say you could decide for yourselves whether that was good news or bad news, but I see where you're going with that. But there is better news, which is I'm not going to sing. But the bestest news of all is that Billy Newton Davis and I are going to have a little conversation about why we sing in church. So Billy, come up with us.
Where are we going to be? Right here?
Yeah, we're just going to sit and have a little
Just
chat.
gonna move this over a little bit.
So,
Good morning, everyone. Thank you.
yeah,
A big one.
yeah.
Thank you.
And thank you for your willingness, as always, to come and sing with us and to us, and just grace us with your presence. I love seeing you here every time you're here.
Thank you.
And, you know, we're asking the questions why we do what we do in church, and we sing.
Yes, we do.
You know we do, and it's kind of awesome. It's kind of one of the things that a lot of people come for. They come to hear you guys.
Yes,
not
they
me.
do.
And they come to hear Billy. Amen? So, Billy, tell me about how you started singing.
Well, what I recall is standing in that little church in Cleveland, Ohio, and I must have been around 6 or 7, and my mom was sitting in the front row, and I was singing "Precious Lord, Take My Hand," and it's a very interesting feeling because I just so remember that. Like, out of all the things I've done, I just remember me and my mom and her, feeding me the words.
Gotcha.
But I think the touching part of it is that the love and the spiritualism inside of me started a long, long time ago. And it really is about the love and the gift. I mean, God gave me a gift that, sometimes I don't understand it, but He gave me a gift, and I know I have to use it, and I have to give of myself, but it's love. It truly is love, and that's how I function. And it started from that.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
That's awesome. Now, I'll put that picture back. Yeah, that one.
It's about the ring.
It's what?
Well, there's a ring there, but
Oh, yeah, I see it.
but it's about the ring. But it is about that time, and I had 3 choir robes, and I was one of the youngest gospel singers in the world at that time, and my mom promoted me that way, my mom and dad, and I was in radio when I was little,
Wow.
singing church songs, and
Awesome.
so all of this just kind of evolves from that
Cool.
moment with my mom.
And I'm looking at this picture, and I'm thinking, how old were you there?
I think I had to be about 10.
Okay. And you basically haven't changed in all these years.
No, hopefully I'm better. I hope that I aspire to be a better person all the time. And it's really interesting, I met my partner here about 30 years ago.
You
and
met your partner in church?
Yeah.
Just saying.
Well, I met him before church, but church was very, very, very soon to follow.
Gotcha.
And I had, been involved in theater in New York and traveled around the world. But there was something that touched me here with him and Brandon. Just, years ago stuff that changed my life. And anyway, I came here and there was a winter fair, and I'll never forget it. I'm standing there and I'm looking, and he gives me this pile of papers that says, "Go move around and talk to people." And I had really never done that. I talked to people from stage, but I hadn't really been in touch with people. And this kind of just motivated me and started me like coming here and then wanting to sing here. I heard Dolores. I forgot Dolores.
Berry.
Dolores Berry.
God bless her.
Oh, I heard her, and that was my thing. That was my mission. I wanted to be a part of that ministry. And MCC gave me, that opportunity.
Did you get to sing with Dolores?
I did.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember it really well, and I remember her and how fabulous she was and what she brought to the church and the spiritualism that she brought, which was my background, Baptist church.
Oh, yeah. Me too. For my sins. So you talk about the love, and you talk about the music, and when I see you sing here at MCC Toronto, I get all of that. It is such a blessing to hear you and watch you, and I know sometimes when you're singing, the Spirit just takes over. And if that's not too personal, can you tell us what that feels like?
Well, there's a performance, and, you stand in front of people and you sing and you want to do a good job. But I know that my gift is from God, and He touches me, and I just get so full sometimes that I don't have any control over it.
Bubbles up,
It just bubbles up. And it doesn't hurt that he's playing, Jason.
No, yeah. Jason's very inspiring.
But the spirit, of the church and the choir and just the spirit in the sanctuary, I just get filled up sometimes. And it's even more so now because I do know when I'm walking with God, I'm walking on the right track. And that my job is to really bring forth that spiritualism and talk about it to people. So it's bigger than a performance.
Oh, yeah.
So when I'm touched, it's not a performance. And it's been happening kind of for a long time.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Thank you.
And I think we all see that when you sing here, that it's not simply a performance. I mean, it's wonderful and outstanding and beautiful, but it's also spirit-filled.
Yes.
And I think we get that.
Well, you want to, singers always want to be good, and we always want to get the notes out, and we want to express ourselves and say things, but at the end of the day, usually we choose things that will touch people, and I'm getting touched at the same time, so.
And so are we.
It's a wonderful, wonderful feeling and a wonderful expression.
Well, we feel it,
Thank you.
definitely. So, Billy, I think back to that first memory that you have of singing "Precious Lord, Take My Hand," and can I ask you to just give us a few bars of that?
Precious Lord, take my hand, lead me on, let me stand. I'm so tired, I am weak, I'm worn through the storms, through the night. Lead me on and help me fight. Pray, precious Lord, take my hand and lead me on. Thank you.
And that, folks, is why we sing. Amen?
Amen.
Amen.
Shall I stay here, or are we
Oh,
done?
no, we're done.
Okay.